is the Monday after arguably the finest weekend of the season so far. Sorry to any Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, Spurs fans, perhaps watching or listening in. It is Taking the Mikel in association, of course, with the good folk at Bet Winner, John Obi Mikel, Chris McHardy. Johnny, start of a new week.
Yep.
What a weekend.
What a weekend. Amazing weekend of football, isn't it? Like,
we've waited an age for...
Yeah, I mean, we've waited ages to obviously for the Premier League to come to life. I think finally it's come to life. Some really good games we saw over the weekend. This is what the Premier League is about, isn't it? The Premier League is about this, it's about surprises, about, you know, you never know what you expect. And that's what we got over the weekend. So, yeah, some brilliant football, brilliant goals, amazing goals. It was full of everything.
It was. We had a little debate before hitting record on this podcast about where to start.
Yeah.
Because there are so many places we could start. We could start with your beloved Chelsea. We could start with your second love. Everyone watched the podcast or listened last week. Spurs, John.
Yeah.
But we got to start with Arsenal. It's... well, it will come as no surprise to you as to what they did in their home game against Bournemouth. You've been telling us all for months their time will come. And now, dare I say it, John, now we've got a proper title race.
Proper title race. I think this is what we've been waiting for. The Premier League has finally come to life. We knew, you know, City will never go away anyways. They were never going anywhere. Pep Guardiola, with his experience in this Premier League, with title race, he's won it so many times. We knew City were never going to go away anyways. But at some point, I think we all thought that Arsenal are going to run away with it. But now it's you know, City now have, with the win yesterday, they've set it up, the Premier League, and to, you know, it's going to be a spectacle. And I hope that, you know, all football fans are going to be tuning in every weekend now to see, you know, who dropped points, who gets all 3 points. You know, it was amazing, but it's a shame to see, you know, Arsenal.
Is it a shame? Is it a shame?
No, it's not a shame, but obviously it's what we expect, isn't it? From this time of the season, the crunch time of the season, the critical time of the season, where we expect them, obviously, to do what they usually do, the history that we know about the football club. They always come at the crunch time of the season and they find a way of fucking it up. They find a way of screwing it up. And that's what they've done again. That's what they're doing. Obviously, there's still 6 points ahead. Let's not but City have the game in hand, but there's still 6 points in front. So we expected this from Arsenal. There's no, we knew this was going to come, but the game over the weekend against Bournemouth was shocking. It was awful. By the way, I need to ask: did you bring your lunch and your dinner?
Not quite yet. There's 6 points clear. The boys have already
been your lunch and dinner.
The boys have already been asking about this.
I need to ask you again. Do you know who invented the light, the bulb?
Is it Thomas Edison?
Edison, yeah. Have you heard the quote from Mikel Arteta, you know, telling his players, you know who invented the bulb?
I saw that. And we'll get to that. Not only that, pens.
The pens and everything. It's just very, when you watch it, it's becoming very cringy. It's becoming very, you know, it's something, it's a manager, it looks like a manager and a team that are out of ideas. You know, they're looking for ideas, they're looking for something, they're looking for a spark, they're looking for something that will get them over the line. And the only thing that Mikel Arteta has done, which is what I've been saying for so many weeks and months, this Arsenal side, they've been going through the Premier League for weeks and months now, winning games. And when I talked about it, a lot of people say, okay, Mikel, come, I mean, they only were scoring goals, winning games. Most of the games they were winning, obviously, we know why. You know, through corner kicks, through free kicks. And now those corner kicks and free kicks are dried up. Where's the goals coming from? Yeah. Where they're winning games from? They're not winning games anymore. They're not scoring goals anymore because teams in the Premier League find you out straight away. And those corner kicks, they're not getting goals from this anymore. So it was pathetic, the game. It was horrible to watch at the weekend against Bournemouth. Bear in mind, Bournemouth played really, really well.
They did.
Yeah, really, really well. Andoni Areola set up the team. They set up the team really, really well against Arsenal. You can see they pressed them high. Obviously, he came out after the game and said, listen, we knew what Manchester City did to Arsenal in the cup final. And we copied that. We copied what Pep did, against Arsenal. And we went out and we pressed them same way. We pressed them high. We didn't let them play through the middle. And when you have your goalkeeper become one of the most influential player of your building up, then there's a problem. Then there is a fucking problem. You know how many times the ball was passed back to David Raya? 38 times. 38 times the ball was passed back to David Raya. It shows you where this team is right now, this Arsenal side. There is no creativity. There is nobody who's willing to take responsibility. There is no freedom. The players, they're not showing their potential. It's all fried. It's all stiff. It's bland. There's no excitement. When you go to watch this Arsenal side, there's nothing there for you that makes you excited to go watch them play.
It's true.
It's like when you're cooking, when you're in the kitchen, you're cooking. You put in seasonal.
I wouldn't know, John. I'm not much of a cook. And I don't think you are either, John. But I like the analogy.
There's no salt. There's no pepper. There's nothing. It's just bland.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there's nothing that excites you. The players are scared to get the ball. The players are scared to show up for the ball. And I talked about it when it comes towards this crucial time of the season, this critical time of the season, towards the end of the season, when you know that you have teams behind you chasing you, the likes of Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, he's been there, done it. He knows how to be on top, but now he's chasing his Arsenal side. He has the experience because he's been there, he's done it. He knows how to cross the finish line. And that's what we're seeing. Mikel Arteta is in a panic mood. Arsenal, they're in a panic mood. The shirt becomes heavy. Your legs become heavy. You can tell on Saturday that nobody wants the ball. Nobody wants the ball. The first time that you see Declan Rice and Zubimendi, they lost the ball about 29 or 30 times, both of them, in a game. And at some point, I saw Declan Rice trying to,
Joel.
Zubimendi to keep going. But it's just everything is they're in a panic mood. No one seems to take responsibility. Nobody wants the ball. They're nervous, they're scared. And when you have the fans as well, feeling the nerves as well, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. The fans are nervous now when they go to watch Arsenal. 20 minutes to go, nothing is happening. Who's there to take responsibility? Who's there to win them games? Who's there to create chances? Nobody. Because Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff, they've spent so much time coaching this team how to win ugly. How to win ugly, which is corner kicks, throw-ins, chaos in the box.
Chaos.
And when that's not working, what is the option? What is the option? They've come out of that situation where we know from the start of the season or 2 seasons ago, they were electrifying to watch. They were absolutely fantastic. They were blowing teams away. They were exciting to watch. Arsenal fans were going to the game, exciting to watch their Arsenal team play. That's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
They look very rigid. They look like they're not free. They can't express themselves. I don't know if it's coming from the manager or from the players, but somebody needs to get to this place and wake them up. Nobody wants to take responsibility. I remember when obviously during our time, come the crucial time of the season, you see the big guys, they turn up, they show up, they win you games because they know this is a critical time. And right now for this Arsenal side, I don't see anybody in this team that's willing to take responsibility.
With BetWinner, every game is your chance to win. Trust your instinct, place your bets, feel the victory. Win with BetWinner.
You talk about the fact legs feel heavy.
Yeah.
You've been over a title race many a time in the Premier League. This isn't just a kind of words that you throw out. Legitimately, physically, with the emotions that go into this title race, legs do start feeling heavy.
It does.
Talk to us about that, John, that phenom. And more than that, I guess, how have managers that you've worked under, how do you go about relieving that pressure? What can Mikel do over the course of this week to get rid of this? Or is the race run? Can they now no longer? Ultimately, you're going to turn around and say, win against City.
Yeah, definitely.
And the pressure will come off.
Definitely not the pens. Not the pens. Definitely not the TikTok videos. That's definitely not going to help.
We'll get to that.
That is not going to help.
I mean, it just, what?
Sure. He has to find a way to motivate this team. For me, they look like a team that has run out of ideas. They have no clue. And what is when you watch this Arsenal side, there's nobody willing to take responsibility on the pitch. There's nobody that's willing to be that guy. That's, okay, I'm going to be the guy to create those chances. I'm going to be the guy to make us play well. It's different when you watch City play. When you watch City play, there's so many players that can get you off your seat that you want to pay your hard-earned money to go watch. Semenyo, Cherki, Doku, Haaland, these players, Rodri, Bernardo Silva. These players, they get you off your seat. But when I watch this Arsenal side, name me one player right now that you will say that gets you off your seat in the house. Nobody. Absolutely zero. Zero. Bukayo Saka that we know that is that guy. But I just think it's the setup, the way Mikel Arteta has turned this Arsenal side into the way they play. And that's taken so much away from the creative players that they have. We've seen what Eze can do. We've seen what Odegaard can do. We've seen what Saka can do. But none of them is doing it right now.
They're missing.
Mikel, they're missing something. He needs to find a way. And I just think he's coached that out of those players. He's taken that out of those players. Those players, when they go on the pitch now, they have no idea how to bring out their best, their quality, that freedom to be able to express themselves, the quality that they have, which is creating chances, which is making the team play well. They don't do it anymore because they feel like the manager is not letting them do it. There's no freedom in that team when you watch them. It's very static. You know, it's boring to watch. It's pathetic to watch. So for me, he needs to find a way. Motivation is the thing. And when you look at the other side, Pep Guardiola, what he's doing with this City side, obviously when the season started, there was question marks. New players leaving, legends leaving the team, new players arrive. It takes time for those players to be able to understand what the manager wants them to do, the philosophy of the team, the way the teams play. It takes time. But right now, we thought, okay, next season is going to be the time where we see the City side, you know, start picking up and know exactly what the manager wants them to do. But you can see now towards the end of the season, and Pep Guardiola has always said it, April, May is when I want my team to start showing up. And it's the same thing they're doing right now. You know, the way they're playing, there's so much confidence, so much freedom. The momentum is on their side. You know, the wind is on their side. Everything they're doing, you can see that it's a team full of confidence. Full of confidence. They're winning games. They're defending really, really well. Everything is clicking at the right time. And that's a manager that knows how to win the Premier League. A manager that knows the crucial part of the season. How to get my team. How to motivate my team. If you watch the game against Chelsea last night, against Chelsea last night. First half, okay, yes, competitive. We played well. Okay, we competed a little bit. But second half, they came out of the block like really, really well. And you can tell that's a manager that's gone into the dressing room and said, you know what? I know how to motivate this team. I know how to get the best of my team, especially when it comes to this crucial time of the season, towards the end of the season. I know how to win these games. And that's what Pep Guardiola showed yesterday. They came out as a different team. They stepped up a gear. They went 2-3 gears up. And we couldn't cope with it. Everything they threw at us yesterday in the second half, we just couldn't cope. And you cannot look at that and tell me that's the players. It's from the manager.
And the structures.
Going in there, changing things, knowing how to motivate these players, knowing how to get them to go out there. 45 minutes, you have to go out there and win. We want to be in the title race. That's what he told them. They have to go out there and win. And that's what we saw second half. Ryan Cherki came out like a different player. Doku, the speed that they have, the creativity that they have. Every time they have the ball, you know, you off your seat, you don't know what's going to happen. The excitement. And then you have those two experienced midfield players of Rodri and Bernardo Silva controlling the tempo of the game, controlling the game. They know how to increase the tempo and when to calm the game down. They know how to control the whole thing. Everything is just clicking for this City side. And we must say as well, the defense as well now, they're defending really, really well. The partnership between Kushinov and Gay is absolutely fantastic. The one thing that City has lacked for this season and last season is pace.
At the back,
At the back. Because the way they play, they're so open. They're vulnerable. They'll give you spaces. They'll give you chances. If you're playing that way, you need pace. You need speed at the back. And that's something that they've got now with Kushinov. He's rapid and Gay. They're defending really well. And Nico Riley as well. Wow, what a player. What a player. and you have the Nunes on the other side. So the pace that they have allows them to play the way that they play, box you on your box, because they know if everything goes behind, they have the pace to be able to cover it. Yeah. And that's something that I think, what's his name? Ruben Diaz doesn't have. He doesn't have that pace that Kushinov has. I just think the partnership of these two right now, and Kushinov now understanding the way Pep wants him to play, is just absolutely superb. This City side, they look like the team with momentum, team with confidence, team that is playing with freedom, expressing themselves. They have the know-how, obviously, with those two in the midfield that have been there, done it. They've won the Premier League so many times. They know exactly how to win this Premier League. And that's something that we're seeing right now.
I tell you what, John, you raise an interesting point. I certainly haven't seen anything said or written about this. City are actually missing their first choice centre-backs. Josko Vardiol, Ruben Diaz. And yet, to your point, they've not missed them.
No.
They've found a partnership now in Kusanov and Gay that does allow them to press high because, as you say, they've got the recovery pace, strength, physicality to rescue them as well. Yeah. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about the fact that Phil Foden, player of the year 2 seasons ago, he's on the bench, trotting on for the final 15 minutes. Exactly. It's frightening.
It's frightening. It's frightening what's happening with Phil. Listen, we all love Phil. I love Phil. I think Phil is a fantastic player. The talent that he has, the quality that he has. He's an amazing, amazing player. But the reason why Pep Guardiola has been successful is reasons like this, is situations like this, where the club comes first. It doesn't matter who you are. The club comes, if you're not performing, you are. If you're not performing, if you're not ready to compete week in, week out, because you can see it. The one thing that is working right now with the City side is that everybody is competing for position. Everybody's competing to be there. Come weekend, 3 p.m., they're there. They want to be on the starting 11. And that's what we're seeing right now with the City side. Cherki, Pep Guardiola said it. If he's not playing, he's angry. That's what he wants to see. A player that is angry when he's not playing. He wants to see players competing. And Phil has to raise his game. Phil has to compete. He has to know that if he wants to be back in that team, he has to compete. It doesn't matter if he's won the Premier League 4, 5, 6 times. It doesn't matter. If he was the Premier League player of the season 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons, it doesn't matter. It's about now. Yeah. Pep demands now. It's about how you're performing right now. If you're not performing, you are. We know Pep loves Phil. He absolutely loves him. But right now, the way Cherki is playing is just unbelievable. The freedom that he's playing with. He looks like he's playing on the street. He's playing with his friends. 5-a-side, he's flicking the ball, he's passing the ball. Everything he's doing is just incredibly amazing. It's so exciting to watch. And they play with freedom. Honestly, a lot of people talk that say Pep Guardiola doesn't give his players freedom. It's a lie. I don't believe that. He gives them absolute freedom to take players on, to create chances, to score goals, to be that maverick that everybody wants to see. He gives them that freedom. But when you don't have the ball, what he demands, you have to defend. You have to be able to run and do the other side of the game. So if any player is complaining that, it's not giving me the freedom, I just want to dribble when I have the ball. No, that's not the model of football. Yeah. You have to earn the right, which is going forward and making sure you're tracking your mark back. And it's just absolutely fantastic to watch the City side.
And I tell you what, Ryan Cherki, because I'm with you, and I think it was in the cup final, wasn't it, that he started keepy uppies. And you could see Pep furious. He was furious. But to your point, John, Ryan Cherki, in a lot of ways, he is the difference. And what I mean by the difference is you have Arsenal who look petrified. There looks to be no spontaneity, no freedom. In this City team, you've got a maverick. Yeah. You've got a player who's a bit of a throwback. I mean, his slalom run and then the little shovel pass through.
The pass for the second goal to Gay was just brilliant. I mean, second half, he came out flying. He came out with like a different class, different absolute class. Joy to watch. These are the kind of players that you want to go to the stadium and watch. The kind of Eden Hazard type of player. Yeah. Players that, gets you off your seat. He was absolutely superb, Ryan Cherki. When he came into the Premier League, we also say, but it takes time for players to adapt. Great players, it doesn't take that long to adapt. It took him, 6 months to be able to adapt. And that's fine. But now when you watch him play, he's just absolutely fantastic to watch. The way he's playing, everything seems to go through him. He's there, he's showing up for the ball. Doesn't matter if he makes a mistake. He goes again, I want the ball. Give it to me. I am the guy to create those chances. That's what you want from your players. That's what you want from your creative players. You don't have that at Arsenal right now. You don't have that as Arsenal. And that's what we talk about it. I said it. When you have your goalkeeper, who is the most influential player in terms of your building up, then there is a problem. These players, these Arsenal players, they have to understand that this is their probably, if they don't win it this season, it's probably going to be the biggest disaster in the history of Premier League. I'll tell you that.
For them.
It's going to be the biggest disaster because right now, if they've won that game,
if they won on Saturday,
12 points.
Yeah, and it changes.
You have to know exactly when to press. You have to know exactly when to put your foot down and say, you know what? We know we're in the pole position here and we have to put our foot down and keep fucking pressing. They took their foot off the fucking gas over the weekend and City came right back. And right now, 6 points over the weekend, both teams are playing at Etihad. If City wins, 3 points and they have a game in hand. So, I mean, Mikel Arteta has to find a way. He has to find a way because right now, for me, they look like a team that are out of sorts. They don't know exactly what to do. He looks like he's out of ideas. The fans were booing him. Now the Arsenal fans can see exactly what I've been talking about for months. Because this team haven't been playing well. This is a team, he talked about his fans. Bring your dinner, bring your lunch, bring everything, and come to the game. The fans did. All the fans did. But you know who failed to show up? The fucking Arsenal players.
You forgot to tell them to play.
He forgot to tell them to show up. He forgot to tell them to bring their lunch and dinner and bring their boots and shin pads because they weren't there in the stadium. The fans showed up.
They did.
It was packed. But they failed to show up. And it was boring to watch. There was no spark. There was no excitement. There was no freedom. There was no fluidity, between the players. It just seems to be going wrong. The players don't want the ball. When the players don't want the ball, then there's a problem. When they start hiding from the ball, then there's a problem. And that happens.
Is that what you're seeing?
That's what I'm seeing because the pressure is there. When the pressure is there, you need to show up.
So with
the big players show up.
With that, now you touched on it. For anyone that isn't aware, viral videos. I mean, part of me thinks, why do you need to release this in the first place? But anyway, videos have gone viral. The pens in training, bouncing a ball between the four players. Then the video came out on the big jumbotron that they've got.
I really have no idea what the TikTok was all about, though.
The video booming out their names and their chants. I've got no idea. I'm no sports psychologist. And it kind of lends itself to the question, John. Take you back, and I know I always do this, but you've been there, we haven't, so I kind of lean on you for this. Did José or Carlo, did they have any gimmicks? I get no gimmicks.
No, José definitely, who's a serial winner. Carlo Ancelotti, who's probably the most successful manager ever.
No gimmicks.
None of this bullshit. Mikel Arteta needs to fucking keep it simple. Do the basics. Keep it simple, do the basics. Don't try to be a genius. Do the fucking basics. Get your team to play football. Get back to basics. Coach your team. Set them up on how to play the right way. How to play football. I'm not saying play like a Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, but play the right way. Try to build up. Because Arsenal is a big team. You don't want to be going long all the time because you have Gyökeres. No. You have the players to do it. You spent over more than $1 billion. You have the players to do it. You can't tell me that you don't have the players. We've said it so many times this season. They have the best squad in the world right now. The best in terms of names, in terms of depth. They have the best. And they're not showing it. Mikel Arteta needs to get back to basics. Try to coach his team to play football rather than just depending on set pieces, corner kicks, and chaos. Because that's what they thought they could get over the line with. Everybody's saying, they need to build this mean side of them where they bring chaos, where they bully players and they bully teams. You can do that in the Premier League for a few weeks, but at the end of the day, teams will find you out. And that's what's happening right now. Physicality, yes, but technically wise, they're nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Nothing is going right for them technically wise. No player is there saying, give me the fucking ball. I am the guy. I want to create chances here. Nobody's doing it.
The biggest issue they have, John, Wednesday night comes around quickly. Sporting Lisbon, second leg of a UEFA Champions League quarter-final. And then before you know it, Sunday is
It's coming thick and fast, isn't it?
in that big game against City.
It's coming thick and fast, yeah.
I guess the million-dollar question, on paper, titles have never been won on paper.
Yeah.
It is so far right now. I think everyone today and over the course of the next few days will be talking about the fact that City are now in the box seat. It is still 6 points.
It is the 6 points.
They've still got to do
the
business.
Yeah.
How and where is this game? Fundamentally, not the how. Where will Sunday, in your opinion, be won and lost? How do Arsenal go to the Etihad and stop this City juggernaut?
Again, I have to say, it's not by TikTok and pens and all that. Honestly, it was absolutely disgrace to watch that. When he came out, a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, it's mental for the... No. Yes, I've been in a team where fun games were created. I don't know. Take the team out. Go for dinner. Go pinballing. Whatever it is. I don't know. Take them out. Go do something together.
But on the training pitch...
I don't understand the pen situation though. What is that trying to... What is the idea for that? The pen and the ball on the head. I don't quite get it.
They have to hold it, teamwork, I guess. Again, I'm no networking expert, but I would imagine ball in the middle, they've got to shuffle. I'm doing the actions for anyone listening to this.
Are they trying to do the dance?
trying to do a dance that I'm famous for on a Saturday night, I think, John.
But that is the thing, though. Sometimes, not only in football, sometimes when things in life is not going your way, then we try too hard. You want to try it.
Yeah.
You're trying to push. You're trying to try too hard. It's actually the time that you need to relax. You have to relax. You have to calm down. You have to breathe. And you have to get back to basics. Basics is fundamental. Back to basics. Back to what you know the best how to do. And I just think right now, when you look at this Mikel Arteta's side, Mikel Arteta, he's trying way too hard. He's trying everything. He's pushing. How can I motivate this team? How can I get over the line? He's a man that is going crazy about getting over the line. Yes, he has to get over the line. But there's no better way of doing it than being yourself. Doing the basics. Doing what your team understands, your players understand from you. Right now, he's trying to complicate everything. He's complicating everything. He has to calm down. He has to breathe. Get his team to breathe. And again, when I see him on the touchline, he looks like a man possessed. Jumping, screaming, rushing. What is going on? Watch Pep Guardiola. Everybody's saying, oh, has he lost his spark? No. Yesterday he was actually chilling. He was seeing sometimes it was like this, it was like that. But he's calm. I think he's learned from last season. Remember last season when it was going on, he was scratching his head, he was pulling everything, he was trying to hurt himself. I think he's looked at that and thought, this is not me. I need to get back to basics. I need to get back to being myself when it's not going well throughout the season. And that's what we're seeing from Pep right now. He's calm. It doesn't matter what's happening. In his demeanor, he's calm. He's not screaming and shouting.
He trusts the players.
He trusts his players. He trusts the process of what he's coached them over the week.
Yes.
He knows they can go out there and perform and do it. So the game over the weekend, where's that going to be lost and where's that going to be won? They have to go out there and compete. You can't give City the initiative to have the ball. We saw that what happened in the League Cup final, where they sat back and they gave City the initiative. When you give City the initiative, at some point, they will fucking break you down. They will break you. It doesn't matter what, they will break you down. You have to push. You have to go for it right now. Arsenal have nothing to fucking lose. If they go to the Etihad and sit back and lose that game, that's it. Well, I think that's it. So right now, they have to go for it. Because win or lose, it doesn't matter. It does matter, but they know they've given it their all.
Yeah.
Rather than leaving the game at the end of the game and say, you know what? We should have won. We should have gone for it. We should have pushed. 2-3 seasons when they had to go there and win.
They went for the draw.
They went for the draw.
Yeah.
And when those City players saw their faces and saw their attitude towards the game, they thought, oh, this is a weak side. This is a team with weak mentality. They come in here where they had to win, and they come in to play for a draw. This is a team with weak mentality. So they have to go out there over the weekend. Go for it. They have to go out there and attack City. They have to go out there and make sure they compete. Because if they don't, if they give City the initiative, the way they're playing right now, with the confidence that they have, with the momentum that they have, defending well, scoring goals, everything seems to be going really, really well for this City side. They play with so much fluidity between each other. Everything is going well for them. So much confidence. Because they trust each other. They absolutely trust each other. And of course, when you have, for me, he's absolutely back to his best, Rodri. It took him a while, obviously with the injury that he had. But you can see now, everything is going through, everything. I said it. If he is in the City side, they are a much, much better team because he knows how to control the tempo. Everything goes through him. The short little passes that he gives, he passes the ball at the right space at the right time. So this Arsenal need to go out there and make sure they compete on the weekend, because if they don't, if they give City the initiative, that's where that game is going to be won and lost.
I know this is an old cliche, but that first goal on Sunday is massive. For Arsenal more than I think. For say Arsenal need to get it. They had that great run at the start of the season, I think. When scoring first, they'd won 22 games before Man United actually popped that balloon at the Emirates. But recently they fell behind to City, fell behind to Southampton, of course, fell behind to Bournemouth. That first goal, for confidence, for creating that backs to the wall. Gabriel and Saliba with a 1-0 lead. Are animals, right? You can see Arsenal will grow into it.
They started the season well. Just something just seems to have gone wrong, and so far they haven't been able to find it. I don't know what it is, but for me, pressure. What I believe is pressure, is nerves, is pressure. And when you come to this stage of the season, I've been there. I've done it. The shirt becomes really heavy. You go into game, the first 15, 20 minutes, your legs are heavy. You can't run. I promise you that. You can't run. It becomes heavy. You know, you're thinking, did I tie my boots the right way? Did I put my socks the right way?
Boots on the wrong
way.
What
is it on the wrong way? You're thinking, what is going on here? Your mind, everything starts playing in your mind. That's where you need also the experienced players to pull you and say, you know what?
It's okay.
It's okay. Calm down. Calm the fuck down. We know what we're doing. Get back to basics. Do the basics, because the basics is what gets you through at this crucial time of the season. Because when you try to complicate things, it doesn't work. This is not the time when you're trying to bring new ideas. No, this is the time where you have to stick to the basics, what you know best, what your team know best. It's all about the manager finding a way of motivating. Right now, it's about motivation because the players are tired. They play so many games. It's about how do you motivate those players? How do you get the best out of your players? How well do you know your players? What buttons do you need to press to get the best out of your players? This is what top managers do. And this is what we're seeing from Pep Guardiola right now. He knows exactly how to get the best out of the City side.
You saw the stat, didn't you? 29 victories in 32 matches for Manchester City under Pep in the month of April, John.
It's not a coincidence because he knows when to press the fucking gas. He knows when the machine goes into overdrive. And now the machine is in overdrive. They're pressing. They have the momentum. They're playing well. Everything is going their way. And he's been there. It makes so much difference when you are on the touchline. And your manager is a manager who's won the Premier League 4 times in a row. I don't think it's ever going to be done again in the Premier League. I don't think it's ever going to be done again ever in the Premier League. 4 times in a row. He knows how to win these games. He knows the crucial part of this season. And it's now. And it's no coincidence that his team now is gelling. Everything is gelling. Everything they're doing is working out. Even, first 20, 45 minutes, they haven't scored a goal. They believe. They have the belief. They can feel it right now. They can smell it. They can smell that this Arsenal side, the nerves is crazy. They're feeling the nerves. And the only way this City side can keep pushing, pressing, is by winning. Keep winning. Keep putting the pressure on Arsenal. That's the only way they can be able to win this Premier League. Because if they can't, they have no space. They can afford to drop points as well, City. I know we say Arsenal will drop points. City as well, they can afford to drop points. So both teams right now is who deals with the pressure better. And if you look at both managers, if you look at both teams, who's been there, who's done it, who knows how to handle this pressure, it's Manchester City.
It is, Pep, no doubt about that. We look at the fixtures though, and listen, there will be those watching and listening to this that say if Arsenal lose at the Etihad on Sunday, that will be them. City will just, with the confidence, the momentum, Arsenal could even lose more points. But John, I still look at the fixture list, and maybe I'm reading too much into this.
Yeah.
But City have still got to go to Bournemouth, unbeaten in 12.
Yep.
Doing what they did against Arsenal.
Yep.
Aspirations of maybe getting into European football.
Yep.
They've still got to go to Everton. And I know, but listen, Everton have turned a bit of a corner. They themselves have got aspirations of, who knows, maybe usurping your Chelsea, maybe usurping Liverpool, Champions League football. That's two tricky matches. Now, listen, if they beat Arsenal, you'll say if they do that, confidence just takes them through to the end.
Yeah.
Arsenal have got Newcastle at home, West Ham away. With the respects to everyone else, you'd be expecting them to get the job done. Everyone else, Crystal Palace on the final day of the season, they may well be in a Europa Conference League final. So ultimately, where do you sit on this game on Sunday? Is it winner takes all? Or do you think there will be more twists and turns?
We said it before the League Cup final. We said the team that goes on to win it
will go on. Yeah, you did.
Might go on to win the Premier League, because that just sets you up. That gives them psychological edge, like, till the end of the season. And since after that game, that's what we're seeing.
Yes.
The momentum has shifted to City with the way they're playing, the confidence that they're playing with, the freedom, the excitement that they're playing with. They have the belief now, right now. They can smell it.
Yeah,
they can smell it. They can feel it.
The way they celebrated
Because the way
yesterday.
they celebrate as well. And when you beat Arsenal in the League Cup final 2-0, without conceding, clean sheet, and they played really, really well, dominated the game, that will give you a massive, massive confidence leading up to the end of the season. And then when you go on, follow it up by smashing Liverpool as well.
Yeah.
That's another confidence booster.
Yeah, 4-0, 3-0, yeah.
And then follow it up again, beating Chelsea 3-0. That is a team that is full of confidence. The momentum that gives you,
Fair.
the psychological edge that gives you over the rest of the teams is huge. It's massive. Because you know and you can believe, you can smell that you can go out there right now and beat anyone.
Beat anyone, yeah.
And beat anyone. And that's the way the City side is playing right now. And Pep Guardiola believes that way. He believes that that's what's happening. That's why even when they haven't scored a goal in first 45, he still believes that they can go out there, they can still win. And when your players have this belief, when they can smell this, when they have this confidence, it's a massive, massive, it's a huge boost. And I just think that game on Sunday, whoever goes on to win it, City have a week off. They might have 2 days off right now. The players go, have a rest, have a massage, whatever it is. And that just boosts you. That gives you a lot of confidence, because 2 days off, you know, you're going to come back into training refreshed, full of confidence, knowing that, okay, it's a huge week. This is a decisive week. If we go on to beat Arsenal at home, this is just going to give us a massive, huge psychological edge, huge confidence leading up to the end of the season. And that's what they believe. So I just think it's not winner takes it all, but it's a crucial, decisive game. So I think if City wins it,
they win the league.
I think they win the league. I think they will go on to beat everyone else. I think they will go to Bournemouth. I think they will find a way of winning. Because right now, I think the way they're playing, my fear all the time with City was the way they played. When they press you high, when they squeeze you in that box, when they lose the ball and that ball goes over them, they never had the pace that they have right now.
Yeah.
With the pace of these two that they have, Kushinoff and Gay, that gives them the protection knowing that they can absolutely squeeze the hell out of you there in your box and keep the ball and create chances and score goals. They didn't have that before with Ruben Diaz. I'm not here trying to knock the guy. He's a fantastic player, top centre-back, but he just doesn't have the pace that Kushinoff and Gay has. They have the pace. And right now, those creative players can go out there and create and be the Mavericks that they have, knowing that when he goes behind, our two centre, our fullback, our defenders can be able to deal with that. I think for me, that's a massive, massive edge that this City side have right now.
With BetWinner, Every game is your chance to win. Trust your instinct. Place your bets. Feel the victory. Win with BetWinner.
We'll maybe come back. I'll get a final prediction from you before we clock off on this pod. I've got to come to your team, Chelsea, of course, John, because whilst City winning to keep themselves in the title race, I was interested. We'll start here because I saw one Chelsea influencer last week say that he wanted Man City to win. That for him, forget my team, forget Chelsea winning. I want to see Man City win because I don't want Arsenal to win the league. Now, let's start there. Because up until that defeat yesterday, Chelsea are in the chase for Champions League football. Champions League football, as you've said on this podcast, is the bare minimum.
Is the bare minimum. Bare minimum.
For Chelsea Football Club. To be going out there saying, I don't want us to win, I want City to win because I don't want Arsenal to win the title. I'm going to say this. Is that not small club mentality?
Listen, no Chelsea fan or Chelsea player or Chelsea ex-player would ever want to see Arsenal win the Premier League. So to all Chelsea Arsenal fans that are sitting here saying, Mikel, oh no, you're too harsh on us. I am Chelsea.
You're speaking for Chelsea.
I can't let you guys win the fucking Premier League. No way.
Don't take it personally.
No, take it personally if you want. I don't want you to win the Premier League.
Take it personally. I don't give a shit.
I don't care. Because when we were playing, we hated each other. The rivalry was crazy. We hated each other. We were smashing each other. When I went out after the games in London, the night out, whatever it is, when I saw Arsenal fans, I never said hi to them.
Arsenal
we
players.
never spoke to each other. Never spoke to each other. Never. Sometimes even our friends got into fights between their friends. Yes. Because we hated each other and our friends hated Arsenal friends. That's just the rivalry that existed back then. So, but when you see it right now, it's all friendly, they kiss each other before they go into the game. It's
there was none of this in bars then, John.
Yeah, there's nothing. I come over to your house after the game, you cook me dinner. No, we never did that. We never had any of that. For us, it was rivalry. We go out there, we kick the shit out of each other. And we bullied the fuck out of them. And we won. We're successful against Arsenal. So do I understand why the influencer said what he said? I have no idea. But yes, is that a small team mentality? Listen, he's only speaking for himself.
Of course.
He's not speaking for the club. He's not speaking for the core Chelsea fans. But if you ask Chelsea fans yesterday, who do you want to see? Or you ask them right now, who do you want to see win the Premier League? City.
Man City, but
City.
But
not the extent of saying that we have to lose for City to win the Premier League. Small side mentality. That is right now has to come down to the owners. This is where these owners have put this club. This is where these owners have taken a club that is so successful, a club that has the culture, the mentality of winning. The club that knows who we are, the identity of who we are.
That's why they bought them in the first place.
That's why they bought the football club, right? They bought the football club based on the success that we've had over the years. The owner that we had before, that spent money, that invested his time, that had love for the club, for the fans, for the community, created jobs for people, did everything for the football club. Not just the players, not just the staff. The community created jobs for people. And he wanted the club to be successful. And so were we. We were successful. We gave him all the titles he wanted. The Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, everything we gave him. He was in love with the football club. But these owners right now, do they have the right mentality? Do they have the right idea for the club? Maybe. Because they've spent money. It's a difference spending money, buying players that are there to win trophies, that are there to continue the culture, the mentality of the football club, which is winning, which is competing, than buying players that are not ready-made, that is going to come in there, that's going to take 4 or 5 years to be able to start winning. We don't have time. Chelsea Football Club doesn't give you time. We don't have time for that. These players, they're coming. It's no problem if you want to buy young players. But you have to win. You have to win. Chelsea Football Club, it's about winning. The fans demand that. We demand that. And we have to hold the owners accountable. We have to hold them responsible because they are the ones making decisions. They are the one buying those players. They are the one bringing, chopping and changing managers. Where the football club is right now, we don't want to go 10, 15 years like the yo-yo Arsenal Football Club without winning the Premier League. No, we are not that football club. Because slowly but surely, when you start taking yourself out of that equation and you're thinking next season, slowly but surely, it starts to go in 10, 15 years, 20 years. You haven't won the Premier League. You're out of the discussion. City are getting better. Liverpool are getting better. Arsenal are getting stronger.
United.
And we keep buying young players that we're thinking we're going to sell off in the next 5, 10 years. I don't have problems with these owners. If you invest money, you have to make money. But don't forget the core culture, the core idea of the football club, the people who've shed tears, blood, joy, happiness with the fans has created that winning mentality of what we've become, which is winning. And sometimes when I see the Chelsea fans frustrated, I understand their frustration. When they say blue go out, I understand their frustration. Because they have to do better. They are the owners of the football club right now. They have to do better. They have to listen to the fans. You want to buy young players? Fine. Mix it up. You have to be successful. The only way we can be successful is by mixing it up, finding the right balance between the experience and the young.
Yeah.
We've been crying out for it. You look at the game yesterday. You know, first 45 minutes, yes, they competed. Which is what young players do. But then when City went a gear up, 2 gears up, we couldn't cope. No. And that's where you need experience to say, you know what? Okay. First 5, 10 minutes, let's see, okay, we've seen the way they've come out now. Let's sit back and see how we can nullify whatever they've come up with, because they've changed some system, which seems to be working in the second half. That comes from experience. When you have experience.
Do players do that?
Of course.
JT and that's not coach, that's boys saying, hey, hold on a sec here.
Yes. Sitting deep. Oh, you here. Let's sit deep. First 5, 10 minutes. Second half, because we can see that they've changed the system and we can't quite understand what's going on. Let's sit deep and see how we can nullify that. That comes from experience. But you can see that what City came out with second half, there was no answer for it. There was no leader. There was no one that can pull people around and say, you know what, do this, do that. No one. We were all over the fucking gaff. And that's why we lost the game. We lost the game yesterday because of inexperience. And when you have inexperience on the pitch, and you also have inexperience on the bench as a manager, and that's what happens. And on top there. So for me, everything just seems to be going quite wrong for us right now. We out of the Champions League position. Where are we now? 6th position?
4 points behind Liverpool.
It's not looking good, mate. And I've said it. Sometimes when I look at Liam Rosinha, it's not all entirely his fault, right? When you're a young manager, you offer a job. Of course you're going to take it.
Of course.
You're not going to turn it down, are you?
No.
So for me, it's the people that are bringing them in. It's the people that go out there and appoint a manager that has really, really no experience in the Premier League to come in and coach a very inexperienced side. That's what you get. Who's going to lead who?
Yeah, you're right.
Who's going to lead who?
Well, it's funny because on this podcast 2 weeks ago, you talked about the fact there is no leadership top to bottom. 24 hours after that fact, we spoke about the Enzo comments on international duty, the Mark Cucurella comments. 24 hours after the fact, I WhatsApped you. Yeah. I was like, John, have you seen the news? Confirmation in it was a strange press conference before that Port Vale game. He announced that he'd spoken to Enzo, had Liam Rosinha, and the decision had been taken to ostensibly suspend Enzo for 2 matches. Port Vale, he sat out, and then he was in the stands yesterday watching on, as of course Chelsea lost to City. You and I were talking about the fact that I know players, Enzo won't be he's certainly not the first and he won't be the last. You got to discipline players. But I can't recall, John, a time where a manager has to, for want of a better phrase, aired the dirty laundry in public, whereby a player's done something wrong, you keep it in-house, right, you've got a little hamstring strain, you're being fined, You're actually injured, but really you're being
fine.
You're being punished. It just felt a bit, dare I say, John, is he a little bit too transparent?
It is, isn't it? Again, I've talked about Liam Delap and the way everything he does, or when I watch him speak, or when I see him during press conferences, I just think everything just seems to me, I don't want to use the word fake. It just seems to me like
exaggerated.
He's pushing, he's forcing everything. He's trying to stamp his authority. He's forcing it. It's like, okay, I have to do it. I have to stamp my authority. I have to make this players respect me. I have to make sure that I am the guy. And sometimes when these kind of things happen, yes, I talked about it. There should be players should be held responsible. There should be accountability for what you do or what you come out and say about the football club, about your position at the football club. Yes, of course, because players can go out and say whatever they want and think it's fine. No, there should be accountability for that, and I'm happy that the club actually did
what they did,
do what they did.
Yeah.
But things like this should be dealt in-house. It should be an in-house situation. Yes, as you said, yes. Player, we've seen that so many times where José Mourinho did something. Yes, or he comes out and says, oh yeah, you have an hamstring problem, whatever, blah, blah, 2-3 games, you're out. But then, truthfully, you've been punished and you've been fined.
You've got a hamstring.
You've got a hamstring. Exactly. You've been fined. Yeah. He comes out and says, you know what? Yeah. He's been fined. Yeah. He has a hamstring problem. He's not going to be involved 2-3 games. You keep it in-house. You don't air your dirty laundry outside in the public. It just seems to me that the situation, what happened is the decision that he took was more about him than about the player and the football club. That's what it seems to me about.
It
was about him. It was about him stamping his authority. It was more about him than about Enzo, than about the football club.
Yeah.
I just think this should have been handled privately, behind closed doors, and nobody hears about it. That's the problem with him right now, that when I talk about him, that he's trying to stamp his authority in any way possible, it just seems to me that something is not clicking. Something is not right between him and the players. Same similar scenario happened with Rodri at Manchester City. That's where you need an experienced head, an experienced manager. Pep Guardiola was asked, look at what Liam Delap did to Enzo Fernandez. Are you going to do similar to Rodri? He said, nope.
Of course not.
Of course not. Because there is no one player right now in the world that when you get a phone call from Real Madrid, Florentino Perez, that you're going to turn it down. There's no player.
Lamine.
Oh, okay.
But
that's not going to happen from Barcelona to Real Madrid. That's impossible. One player only did it.
Yeah.
Luis Figo. And look what happened to him. That's not going to happen again. So I don't think any player can turn down Real Madrid. And Pep Guardiola said it. If the money comes in, the money is good. Rodri's free to go.
It's great honesty.
But again, he dealt with the situation in a very calm way, in a very calm way that even the press didn't know what to say anymore because they wanted to stir up some shit. And he dealt with it and didn't have any comeback. Didn't have nothing else to say. Yes, if Rodri wants to go to Real Madrid, bring me the money, come and knock on my door. If you're not happy, off you go. I get good money. Chapter closed. We move on. At the end of the day, there is no player bigger than the football club. I've said it so many times. And I just felt that Liam Delap, the way he dealt with that situation, I don't know if it was the club's decision also, or it was just his decision, but I just felt that the way he handled it is more about me, Liam Delap, than about Enzo Fernandez and the football club.
I tell you what, we're getting a lot of comments on our social medias about the fact that last season, we on the show, podcast, spent a lot of time talking about Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah.
Started at the weekend, actually scored for Bayern, 5-0 win. They've got 105 goals in the Bundesliga.
Oh, they're flying, aren't they?
By the way, with 5 games still to go. It's absolutely insane. A young man that we haven't actually spoken much about, and and I'll explain why in a second. Liam Delap comes off the bench at the weekend. Again, sorry, Liam, quite ineffectual. A lot of Chelsea players were yesterday, in truth. I think it's now 1 Premier League goal in 23 Premier League appearances. A lot of them have come off the bench. And a lot of people are saying it's one rule for one rule for another. You guys hammered Nicholas. You've said nothing on Liam.
Oh, no, that's not true. That's not true. Obviously, The reason is that Liam comes off the bench. Liam is a sub player. He's always coming off the bench.
That's the point.
He doesn't really start games. He doesn't really start games that for us to be able to assess him properly and say, okay, this is where he's at. But of course, there is an argument there that, yes, are you going to compare Liam Delap right now and Nicholas Jackson? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I said it. I said it. Nicholas Jackson was, people getting this wrong. We said it so many times, though. He was a fantastic player. And I actually think right now we're missing him. We are missing Nicholas Jackson. I can say that now, right now in the pod. And I said it so many times that he was a good player. What he gave us, no striker has given it to us. Right? Yes, João Pedro is scoring goals, he's doing all this, yes. But what Nicholas Jackson was giving us in terms of, number one, pressing high, the way he was pressing aggressively well, this connection between him and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer looks lost without Nicholas Jackson right now. The creativity that he had, the link-up play that he had, the way he was always stretching teams to give us that freedom in the middle for players to come in that pocket and pick up the ball and turn and create chances. Nobody's giving us that. Yes, we are missing Nicholas Jackson. Yes, was he a good player? Of course, absolutely yes. Was he scoring enough? Maybe not. Was he giving so much for the football club? Of course he was. Do we miss him? Absolutely.
It was about competition. It was always about
what I said was about competition. I just felt he wasn't patient enough to say, you know what? I want to fight. I want to compete. I like to compete. It's about competition. I'm in a big club like Chelsea Football Club. I want to compete for my places because you know what? It's actually going to make me better. Because if somebody is there pushing me week in, week out to keep improving, it's only going to make me better. It's only going to improve my game. And that's the problem that I saw from him. He wasn't ready. He wasn't patient enough to sit there and say, you know what? Bring it on. Let's compete. Let's fight for position. He would have been the guy right now because we are absolutely missing him right now. What he gave us. Because I looked at that game yesterday. He would have been there chasing, pressing very aggressively, connecting with Cole Palmer, stretching play. The only problem was that he was not scoring enough, and that is just the problem. Is he better than Liam Delap right now? Of course, absolutely yes. Liam Delap needs to improve his game. Is he a Chelsea player? We said it back then. No, he's not. He is not a Chelsea player, Liam Delap. He's not. The way we play, he's not.
No.
He's the typical number 9. He wants to hold up the play, bring people on, and just, he's not really that technically gifted. So he's not a Chelsea player. He hasn't scored enough. He hasn't participated enough. He hasn't given us anything really to be able to say he's a Chelsea player. I look at so many players on that squad. We've spent more than $1 billion. We don't have players that, you know what, when they're coming off the bench, they will really impact games. None. Zero.
I'm with you on that.
Zero. Some of them, when they're coming on, I'm looking at the TV, I'm thinking, who the fuck is that? I don't even know who that is. I'm not joking. I don't know who that is. Who is that? Please explain to me. I watched the game yesterday. Some of the players that were coming in, I don't know who they are. Sorry, no disrespect. Compared to what we used to. People keep saying, Mikel, stop comparing back. But to be successful, that's why we were successful. And this club is about being successful. Except if you don't want to win trophies anymore. Then you don't complain, then you don't talk about it. But if you want to become successful, if you want to keep being successful, you have to keep bringing those top players. Those top players have to be there. You look at Real Madrid. They keep year in year are bringing top players. Manchester City, year in year are top players. I looked at some of the players coming in. I didn't know who they were. No disrespect, I didn't. So, and players like Garnacho, there's a reason why many managers at Manchester United have not really kept him or played him enough. Because he comes, the first few weeks, yes, he runs around, little sparkle here and there.
No consistency.
And then he's off. And then the whole thing dies off. You don't hear about him, you don't see him. It's incredible that the amount of money we spent. You look at Garnacho, you're looking at Gittins, you look at the players that are starting for us. It's just not a Chelsea quality players. And then the ones that are coming off the bench, it's not. And the goalkeeper, please, if they don't go out there in the summer and bring in a top goalkeeper, honestly,
What are you going to do, John?
I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly, but it can't keep happening. It can't. Build a foundation. I know next season, Levi Cole is going to come back. I still believe he needs another top centre-back alongside him. 1,000%. You need another experienced centre-back alongside him. We need another midfielder. If Enzo Fernandez wants to go, yes, bring the money and he can do one. And then we move on.
Yeah.
We need another striker, another top striker.
Liam Delap
We need another
goes.
winger. Liam Delap has to go. So we need to strengthen the positions we need to strengthen. We cannot next season not see ourselves competing to win the Premier League. We can't, because it keeps going season after season after season after season. And then we get into that model. We get modeled up into that place where, oh yeah, Chelsea are out of the... Nobody talks about Chelsea about winning the Premier League anymore. The owner who spent so much money will be sitting in his home right now. He'll be crying his eyes out, thinking this is what my football club has turned into.
We got to get him on the pod.
This is what my football club has turned into. My sweat, my money, my energy, my time, my love for the football club that he invested. I keep saying it. Roman was not about the money. Roman was not there for the money. He had the money. He had the money. He was there for the love that he had. When he used to come into the dressing room and having chat with players, he sits very close to us. And he's sometimes talking to players. Obviously, his English is not that great, but he had his interpreter who's always there. He's always smiling. He's like, okay, next time, make sure you do better. You know what I mean?
Yes, boss.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
but
boss.
he was always there, invested his time. Even when it wasn't going well, he was there with us. Until we kept it for such a long time. If we're not doing well, then the manager goes. But he knows exactly when to press the button. He knows when to be there for us. And I just feel that these owners right now, the connection between them, the fans, and the players, I don't see it. I absolutely do not see it. Something is missing. They have to feel the temperature of the fans. And they haven't done that. And that's something that is separating them with the fans. And that's why there's crisis between the fans and the owners. Until they get back to who we are and what we stand for, which is winning trophies, which is competing to win in the Premier League, the Champions League. Next season, we don't want to be playing the fucking Conference League again. We did that.
We won it.
We won it.
I say we, Chelsea.
It's a shit trophy. We don't want to play in that trophy. We wouldn't want to compete in that competition. Sorry, UEFA, but we don't.
That's fair.
Sorry, UEFA, but we don't. We're not that. That's not Chelsea. There's so many teams that can compete to win in the Conference League. Not Chelsea Football Club. So the owners, what we demand from them, the bare minimum we demand from them, is competing to winning titles. The culture of the football club, the identity of the football club, who we are should never be lost.
It could be worse. I should point out there is a protest planned as well for that game at Man United, Stamford Bridge at the weekend. There's going to be a protest.
Because the fans are frustrated.
They are frustrated. It could be worse though, John.
The fans are frustrated. Again, we saw what happened. The players now are coming out and saying they want to leave the football club. I'm looking next season in the summer. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of players that's going to go and knock on the door and say, you know what, I think I've had enough here. What is the plan here? Yeah. There's a lot of players that are going to go and try and ask questions. Cole Palmer is going to ask questions. Moise Caicedo is going to ask questions. Enzo Fernandez is going to ask questions. These top players, Cucurella is going to ask questions. These top players.
What is the plan?
What is the actual plan? What is the plan for the next 2-3 seasons? They don't want to sit for another 5 seasons without winning the Premier League. They came to Chelsea Football Club to win the Premier League. The Premier League is the best league in the world. And as a player, you want to win the best league in the world. And then the Champions League. So these players, I know in the summer, I bet you 1,000%, the rumors about Cole Palmer moving to Manchester, it's not going away. It's not going away. And I'm looking at Caicedo, the way he's playing. He's not going to keep playing that way and not winning anything. At some point, Real Madrid are going to come knocking on the door. Real Madrid are going to come knocking on the door. Cucurella as well. Now he's saying he's looking to move. So what is the plan? I think that's what most of the players are going to be asking. The owners, the board, and the manager come the end of the season.
With BetWinner, every game is your chance to win. Trust your instinct. Place your bets. Feel the victory. Win with BetWinner.
Could be worse. I'll finish on this before I get your prediction for the weekend. You could be Spurs. And they are the gift that keep on giving. New manager in, Roberto De Zerbi's been saying all the right things.
Yeah.
On the touchline, he's a bag of energy.
Yeah.
He's kind of manager, I think you've said it, you'd probably like to play under him. You'd like to play under him. Yeah. But they go to Sunderland. They're toothless again, John. I mean, the goal in a lot of ways is a microcosm of their season. It's calamity.
Calamity.
Deflected off. Kinski's got no chance. Another game in which they lose. They've not won a league game in 2026, John. Spurs, Europa League winners from last season.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And they're in the bottom three.
That's horrible. They're in the bottom three. New manager, Roberto De Zerbi. I think he's a fantastic manager, honestly.
Will he keep them up?
Watching the game yesterday, it's tough to say. It's tough because you can have a good manager, but a manager, we've seen it needs time. A manager needs time. And he hasn't had the time.
And he's
not his first game.
He's not going to get it.
Unfortunately for him, he hasn't got the fucking time.
No.
He hasn't got the time. He's got 5-6 games left, whatever it is. Six. Before we know whether they're down or not. He hasn't got time. A manager absolutely 1,000% needs time. There's no question about that. But unfortunately for him, he hasn't need time. He needs to start winning. I watched the game yesterday. They were bullied off the fucking pitch. They were second to everything. They couldn't run. There was no energy. There was nothing there. I keep saying it. There was no energy. There's nobody that seems to run. The one person that we think that has the energy, the enthusiasm to we always see him bring him to his game, Conor Gallagher, it was nowhere to be found. He was also lacking energy. There's no energy. It was flat. It was absolutely flat, this Spurs team. I'm watching Solanke, absolutely. He hasn't been good for this Spurs side. They spent 60 million to get him into the football club, but he hasn't done anything. He's been absolutely awful, this Spurs team. Where is the goals going to come from? They seems that they're out of ideas. They don't know what they're doing. They can't string two passes together. Nothing is going well for them. Absolutely nothing is going well for them. And then they've lost their captain, Romeo. It's just, when the Premier League, right? I know I keep saying it. Is the most difficult league. When you find yourself in that hole, right?
They're like that, slippery slope.
It's a slip, mate, I'm telling you. You keep going down and down and down. And because we came and doing matchday, what we used to do, right? During the season, when it's not going well for us. And then we start having these meetings and everybody's bringing their ideas, what we're not doing. At the end of the day, you know what we go back to? Fucking basics. JT comes and says it. The manager comes and says it. Guys, stop fucking complicating everything. Go back to fucking basics. You know what to do, John Boy. You stay there. Get the ball, pass it. Frank, you know what to do. Get in the box, arrive late, score goals. DJ Drogba, you hold the ball, get people in, score goals. Basics.
I could have been manager of Chelsea if that was the tactics, John. Jesus.
Because when you're in that slippery slope, when you're in that hole and you're trying to dig yourself away from it, it becomes even more difficult because you start trying different things. You start trying to complicate things. You try getting into the player's head. It doesn't work. Go back to the fucking basics. And I think that's what Roberto De Zerbi needs to do. Get this team to absolutely fucking run. Run, tackle, and compete. That's it. If you lose, then you lose. If you keep losing, but that is the basics. Do the basics. Run, tackle, win games. That's it.
Easier said. Compete.
Then you might start picking up points. But so far, they haven't done it. And I just see them keep going down and down because I don't see any sparkles. I don't see anything there that's going to say they're going to come out of it because they looked absolutely horrible yesterday when I watched it because Sunderland absolutely bullied them off the fucking pitch. They ran Sunderland. They were first to everything. They were first to headers, tackles, everything. Sunderland were absolutely up for it. And you know how it is when you go to play in the Stadium of Light? It's absolutely crazy. And that's exactly what happened. It's a very, very difficult place to go. And they should have known that. So they were absolutely bullied off the pitch. They need to find something, Spurs. Otherwise, Top, bottom 3, relegation.
Are they going down? Yes or no? I know you don't want them to, but are they?
But you know what? I don't see anything that is going to give anybody any confidence. I don't see it.
So they're going down.
Sometimes when a team is fighting for relegation, you can understand, you can see it. When they go into games, you can see that they're offering, they're running, they're tackling.
Nothing.
Zero. Absolutely zero. When a team is struggling for their lives to stay in the Premier League, you can notice that. You can see it. You can feel it by the way they're going into tackles, by the way they're running, by the way they're screaming at each other, by the way they're pulling each other. It's absolutely flat with this Spurs side.
Yeah.
The manager has to find a way psychologically. How does he get that? When they go into game, they know that they're fighting for their lives. They are running for the fans. They are running for the badge, for the football. They are running for their careers. Most importantly, because if they go fucking down, their salaries are going to be fucking slashed. Some of them.
Yeah. Some of them will get moves. But,
exactly. Some of them are going to get moved.
But in the main.
They have to understand that they're absolutely in a shit right now, Spurs. I don't think they understand where they are right now. Those players. I don't think they understand. Because I don't see the bite. I don't see that you're absolutely fighting for your life. I don't see that. Roberto De Zerbi has got a fucking massive job in his hands. He needs to dig deep and find a way. It's same thing. Same manager comes in. Different manager comes in. Same players.
Yeah.
These Spurs players absolutely, again, think and believe that they're just there to play pretty football. The Premier League is not pretty football. The Premier League sometimes, again, Pep Guardiola said it yesterday, or 2 days before the game, he said, oh, it's sunny. The weather is getting sunnier. Now my team is going to play better.
Yeah, that's what he said. You're right.
When the weather is not good, when it's fucking freezing, when it's cold, when your boots are fucking tight, you have blood underneath your toes, that's what the Premier League gives you. How do you rise up as a man? How do you fight that? How do you compete in that situations? Because that's what the Premier League will give you. It's the most it's brutal league. Absolutely brutal. And if you're not ready for it, mate, it's going to absolutely swallow you.
So Spurs are down.
Why you keep pressing me?
I do. Because you keep talking, I'm thinking, right, he's making a good case here. He's making a good case to finally say Spurs are down. Are they down?
I just think the Premier League needs Spurs. The Premier League, absolutely, we need Spurs. The Premier League, if you're a football fan, if you're a Premier League fan, we need Tottenham
to stay in the league.
Because I just think they're not a big club. They're not a big club because they haven't won anything. But I just think with the size of the football club, with what they have, the stadium that they've built, the training facility that they've built, the players that they have, I just think they're way too big to be in the championship. So
they'll stay up. You want them to.
Yeah,
They'll stay up. Final one, Sunday. It all comes down. Saturday night, Chelsea Man United, by the way. But Sunday, the big one Sunday.
The big one is Sunday. The big one is Sunday. It's a mouth-watering game. It's a game that everybody will tune in to watch. I mean, if you're a football fan, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Switch on that fucking TV and just get yourself to watch that game because it's going to be a blockbuster game because I expect City playing at home with the momentum that they have, with the confidence that they have, with the freedom that they're playing, with the excitement that they're playing, with the creativity that they're playing, the fluidity, everything is going well for them. The players have so much belief, confidence. They can smell that something it's about to happen. They can smell that this Arsenal side are about to fucking bottle it again because they don't know how to finish. Their City know how to finish. Pep Guardiola knows how to finish. They have the manager that's been there, done it. He has the experience. He has the know-how. And that is just going to be the difference come Sunday. You're going to see a manager that is so calm, cool, calm, collective, than with a manager that's going to be screaming, full of nerves, screaming, shouting, kicking everything, jumping, and scared.
That's the word.
And another team is also going to be nerves, bag of nerves, Arsenal. They're going to be full of nerves in that game. They're going to be full of nerves. I want to see the mentality. We talked about it so many times. Sometimes, not sometimes, this Arsenal team, they have a fucking weak mentality. I know they're not going to agree with that. Weak mentality. it's when it's the critical time of the season, the crucial time of the season, when you have to rise up. It's not about how well you are. It's about mental.
Yeah.
It's this side. It's the mental side of it, because you have to convince yourself who you are. You have to convince yourself that you're as good. You have to convince yourself that you have the creativity to go out there and perform. You have the belief. You have the confidence. If your mental part of the game is not there, trust me, you go out there and you will be shit. And that's what's happening with the Arsenal side right now. They have a weak-ass mentality, and that's what's happening to them, because they can't convince themselves when it's not going well. How do we get out of it? How do we perform? They have to switch up. They have to get that mental right. And if they go into that game on Sunday with a weak mentality, before they know it, the game is going to be over and the Premier League is going to be over.
So it's a Manchester double for you this weekend, John.
What is a Manchester?
Oh, damn. I almost got you. United at the Bridge on Saturday night. That'll be a great game as well.
No, we're winning. Chelsea will win. No, we're winning. We're winning.
You always say that.
Listen, we have to bounce back. We have to bounce back. We haven't won a game in 3. We haven't scored in 3, mate.
I know.
We haven't scored in 3.
That's why we'll win 5-0. No, we're not going to
It's a fucking shambles. It's a disaster. We haven't scored a goal in 3 games.
I know.
And you're looking at it, where's the goals going to come from? Who's going to create those chances? Where? I don't see it.
Hopefully,
I don't see it.
Hopefully, John, as a Man United fan, we don't see it for a 4th game come Saturday. What a weekend it's going to be. I tell you, we'll be back here on Taking the Mikel next week. There's going to be so much for us to pick through. What a weekend. You've got the Merseyside derby as well. Everton taking on Liverpool. It is Chelsea against United on Saturday night. And then the big one on Sunday. It is Man City against Arsenal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's incredible game. Incredible game it's going to be. And I just think right now, City, obviously, they have the momentum on their side. They have the confidence. They look like the team that can go on and beat anyone. But you never know, at home, if Arsenal go 1-0 up at home, they're going to start, they might start getting nervous, City. But I don't see them getting nervous. I think they have the players, they have the quality. I think if Semenyo, Doku, Cherki, and Haaland, if they turn up, and of course those two we have in the midfield, I think those two, they steady the ship. Rodri, Bernardo Silva, I think they can squeeze the life out of this Arsenal side. And I think they are the better side. And I think they can go on to win that game on Sunday.
Roll on Sunday. Right, Taking the Mikel, done and dusted once again. John and I will be back to review it all, of course, next week. Big thanks to the good folk at BetWinner, proud sponsors of the Obi podcast, of course, as well. Do tell your friends about us. I'm sure we'll get plenty of comments on social media after this as well. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Make sure you bring your lunch and dinner next
I will. Bring both. Cheers, John.